Would you like for your Camino to run a bit more smoothly next time? Well, here are 5 hacks to give you some ideas to make it happen. Greetings to all! If you're a regular visitor to this channel, welcome back. If you're new, it's great to have you. I've just returned from my annual 3 months of walking Caminos in Spain. This is the 8th consecutive year that I've done this, so yes, I have walked a lot of Caminos. Over the years, I've learned a few hacks that, for me anyway, make sense and help to keep the journey a bit more comfortable. Of course, everyone's needs are different, so these may not be applicable for your situation, but hopefully they'll get you thinking of hacks that would be good on your Camino. Here are my 5 top hacks. Hack number 1. Use your socks in the shower as your washcloth. Europeans don't use washcloths. It's just a cultural thing, but they don't use them. So let me show you what I do. Welcome to my kitchen. What, did you think we were going to go to my shower? Okay, so here's my dirty socks. Now, what I like to do is turn them inside out, because that's where all the sweat and the dirt and etc. kind of built up on the sock. That's going to be the dirty part. So I turn them inside out, and then I put them on my hands, and where the heel is, I put that on the palm of my hand, and the same thing with this. Then get them wet and soak them up. Get all that soap on there, both sides. And then, here we go. It's important to keep your socks clean and change them during the day as often as necessary. For me, I typically like to rinse my feet and change my socks at least once during the day. If it's really hot and my feet are sweating a lot, I'll do this a second time. Your feet are important. When they get wet from sweat, friction will occur, and friction causes blisters. Keeping your feet clean and dry will keep them healthy, and healthy feet are happy feet. Hack number 2. Everything has a place, and when not in use, it should be in that place. On the Camino, your backpack becomes a part of you. You have a pocket, a zip bag, a stuff sack, a place for everything. I always make a habit of, after I finish with something, it immediately goes back into its place. For example, I keep my glasses case in the upper pocket of my backpack. When I start walking in the morning, the sun's not up, I've got my regular glasses on. But when the sun comes out and it gets bright like it is right now, I stop, I take off my backpack, I pull out my sunglasses, I put my regular glasses back in the case, back in my backpack, and then these go on. And then my backpack back on. And then we're off again. If I'm sitting at a cafe and I change to my regular glasses, I don't put the sunglasses down on the table or put them in a coat pocket or some other place. I take a moment to fold them up and put them back in the case and back in the pocket. When I leave the cafe, I know that I'm not leaving anything behind. Another example of this is my toiletry kit. When I finish using my toothbrush and toothpaste, it goes back into the bag, zipped up, and then right immediately back into my backpack. If I'm at a hotel with a private bathroom, then the kit can stay in the bathroom until it's time to leave. But each time I use something from this kit, it immediately goes back. This way, when I leave the hotel, I don't worry about forgetting my toothbrush or comb or anything else that's in here. I also have a specific place for my Pilgrim passport. When I take it out to get a stamp, I immediately put it back in the designated place, never in a pocket or with the other papers that you get at the moment when you're checking into hotels, always back in the pocket of the purse and then back on my person or in my backpack. Taking that extra moment to put everything back in its place can save you the inconvenience of having to go to the store and replace something you've left somewhere, such as sunglasses, water bottle, top layer you took off when it got too hot, sunscreen, chapstick, whatever. Always put it back. Hack number 3, use your blue bag for shopping. They say don't go grocery shopping when you're hungry. Well, on the Camino, that's typically not doable. At the end of the day, you're hungry and everything looks so good. But in my case anyway, I'm only shopping for one person for dinner and something for breakfast before I set off the next day. Carrying leftover food is not what I want to be doing. So here's what I do. If you keep up with my journeys on social media, you're familiar with my blue bag. It's a traditional Chico bag, and I like this one because it packs up into a really nice small pack and it's very lightweight. So here's what I do. As I grocery shop, I put stuff in the bag that I'm gonna want, and if it gets too heavy or too full, I take stuff out. I reevaluate what I really need. So that way, I never get too much. I prefer to cook my meals at my lodging for a couple of reasons. First of all, I'm vegetarian, and second, I keep kosher. So I carry all my cooking and eating stuff with me, my silicone cooking bag and my spork. With just these items, I can cook up some pretty tasty meals. Here's one of my blue bag dinner videos so you can get an idea of how I do this. Guess what? It's time for a blue bag dinner. Okay, we start off, of course, as always, with our curry. And you probably already recognize this label. Yes, my favorite. That's so good. Okay, so I am in Padron, and I stopped off on my way into town, and I picked up my Padron Compostela. So, I have like 8 or 9 of those now. Okay, so here's what we have for dinner tonight. Let's see. First of all, I got some eggs. So I'm going to cook 2 of them for my dinner and boil 4. And those will be for the road tomorrow and the next day. Then I got a big hunk of Gouda from the farmer's market 2 days ago. And as you can see, I got a lot left. It's going to last me a while. So I have some Gouda cheese. And then some rice crackers, so that's going to be the hors d'oeuvre. Then for the main, I got some pasta. And so what I do is I cook whatever I'm going to eat for that meal in my silicone pouch. And then I have some bechamel sauce to go on it. So that's my pasta with 2 eggs. Then for dessert, I got an orange and a really nice peach. And of course, we have to have Milka. Okay, are you ready to start cooking? I am. Bon appetit. Hack number 4, understand your terrain possibilities. Just because the map and the arrows direct you this way, it doesn't mean that it's the only way. The Camino route from point A to point B usually has several options. For example, you have the bike route, then you have alternative walking routes. You have just the plain country roads if you so desire. Sometimes these alternative routes are marked and sometimes they're not. So why would you want to take one of these alternative routes? Let me give you a what-if scenario. Let's say your thighs are killing you from all that hiking up and down the steep, rocky terrain, and you have another day of the same type of terrain. You know that if you push it, you'll probably injure yourself. There's a bike trail that uses a country road that parallels the walking trail. The ups and downs are gentler and the surface is paved. Spending a day on this road may just be the rest your legs need to avoid injury. Hack number 5. If it's important, attach it to your person. 2 years ago, I was walking in the historic portion of Bilbao, phone in hand, following my Google map, when an arm came from behind me, grabbed my phone, and was gone. It was so slick, so professional. Probably in the few seconds that it took me to respond, the phone had been handed off several times. I immediately found someone with an iPhone, and I did the find my phone thing, but it had been disabled. Talk about an inconvenience. Think about everything you have on your phone. Your hotel bookings, maps, contacts, it was all gone in an instant. And this was a Sunday, so everything was closed. I went back to my hotel and used the hotel phone to call my friend Timothy in Santiago so he could call everyone and let them know that I was okay, but I had no phone and I couldn't contact anyone, including my husband, Mark. The next day, Monday, with old-fashioned tourist map in hand, I headed out to the local Apple store and bought a new phone. What a hard lesson to learn, but hopefully, with the sharing of this story, you'll learn from my misfortune and this will not happen to you. So here's what I do now. I have my phone attached with this little lanyard thing. That goes around my neck, and then my phone goes in my phone pocket in my purse, like that. So wherever I'm walking, in whatever busy place, big tourist place, I've always got everything right here. Nobody's going to get it from me. If I'm sitting down at a cafe, the phone stays attached to me and sits on the table while I'm working it, using it. If I'm walking down a busy street, looking at my Google Maps to find where I'm going, the phone is always around my neck. Now let me show you what I do when my purse is in my backpack, but I still need my phone. So when I'm wearing my backpack, and of course I have my purse stuffed way down in the bottom part of my backpack, so no one's going to get to that without me knowing. Anyway, I still have my phone around my neck, and it's in this little side pocket right here. So I can be walking down the street, looking at my maps, looking at where my hotel is, or where that museum is, or whatever. And if anyone reaches over and grabs my phone, they got me too. And I'll put up a fight. Okay, so I hope you like this tip. It's a good one. It worked for me this last trip that I just came back from, and I will continue to do this because it's valuable. I hope this information has been helpful for you, or at least provoked some thought. If you have hacks or tips, please share them in the comments. That's what this channel is all about, sharing information with all of us in the Camino world. Time for some music. You know, when you start planning your next Camino, the date seems so far off in the future. Actually, I'm already planning mine, and I don't leave until May 1st, And this is the 1st of August. Anyway, the months and weeks seem to pass so slowly while you're waiting. Then the day arrives and you finally step out on your walk. Time is unimportant. The days flow without notice. You get up with the sun, you go to bed with the sun. Time doesn't matter. So the selection for this video is a tune written by Billy Joel in 1984, The Longest Time. The lyrics reflect finding joy after a prolonged phase of emotional solitude or dormancy. Here's my arrangement for 4 horns. Please enjoy.